Okay, today's video is going to be about the metric system, and again, will serve hopefully to just be a way that you can learn this without having to do a lot in class. I'm going to have given you a handout that should look like the one that you see on the screen, except that your boxes here will be blank. If you want to go ahead and fill these out, I'll start kind of discussing them, but this is called the metric system, and in science that's what we base all of our units on. We don't use inches and we don't use feet. We use something called meters, for example. And there are different units that scientists have agreed upon to use, and so that's why we use them. And these numbers here that you see that you're filling out right now as I'm talking, these numbers refer to like starting at like 1 meter. If you have 10 of them, we call it a decameter. If you have 100 of them, we call it a hectometer. And if you have 1,000 of them, then that's called a kilometer or kilometer. And then on the other side, you could take it, instead of timesing it by 10, and you actually divide it by 10. So if you take 1 meter and you've divided it into 10 equal pieces, that's called each of them a decimeter. If you divide it into 100 pieces, each one is called a centimeter. And if you were dividing it even further into 1,000 pieces, then it would be 1/1000th, or what we call milli. So the difference between the two is like as if this was a dollar, a hectodollar is $100. A centidollar would be a penny because it's 1/100th of a dollar. We could use the same idea with the deca. 10 deca dollars is a $10 bill. A decidollar would be 1/10, and that is like a dime. So there's a difference between deca and deci. When I write them to remember, I always think of the prefix, and I'll put this up over here so you can see it. King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. And K, H, and D stand for king, for kilo, hecto, and deca. And then drinking chocolate milk I always put in little letters to remind myself that it's deci, centi, and milli, the smaller fractions. Always by multiples of 10, as you can see. So it's really easy. All you have to do is move the decimal point over from whatever unit you're starting at to wherever you want to be. So let me show you an example here. I'll type in this first one. You'll see it says down there, right there, 1,000 milligrams is equal to blank grams. So we're going to start at milligrams, and we're going to move our decimal 1, 2, 3 till we get right here at gram. So if you had 1,000, whoops. So if you have 1,000, and then you move the decimal spot 3 back, you would have 1.00 grams. That makes a lot of sense. 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. So right in that spot right there, you can write 1. I'll do one more here with you, and let's just move it on over to this one. 1 liter is equal to blank milliliters. So we're going to start at the liter right in the middle. To go to milli, you'd have to go move the decimal 1, 2, 3 over, this time to the right. So instead of having 1.000, you would have 1,000 with 3 more zeros. So 1 liter is equal in this case to 1,000 milliliters, because we're going to take the 1 and move the decimal 3 over, and it's 1,000. Why don't you go ahead with that and try these, the rest of these problems that you have, and I would even try to go and do a little further here, and I'll have that worksheet for you as well, and then we'll go over the answers in class together so we can talk about those. And the only other thing I wanted to quickly show you is on my Moodle site you'll find a link to, at least currently, a link to the metric system. We also call it the SI units because every country uses them, and SI stands for International System. So you can read about it on that website, but everything I kind of just said is there again, and there's some links down there for you to be able to follow too, and it shows you how to move the decimal point, even gives you some sample problems. And if you look at the links down at the bottom, try those as well. They'll probably be good for you. Okay, thanks a lot, and I hope that helps you.